What's up guys, it's Ben with Underrated Garage. In today's video, we're bringing my C5 Z06 from sounding like this to this. Flashark Racing was nice enough to send out this box. Going from a singular little H pipe to an actual X pipe in the exhaust. The setup on this car right now is a Borla exhaust, which is basically just the rear section, the mufflers, and then everything factory in the front, the headers, cats, and the stock H pipe. So with these long tubes on there and this X pipe that it came with, it should sound totally different, be way more aggressive. I'm looking forward to that.
So the next step before we put these headers on is to put some heat resistant wrap on the headers. This is just going to help try to keep the heat inside here rather than in the engine bay. So this is what it'll look like when it's done. Nice and pretty. We have to use like metal zip ties just to keep the wrap on, but we wrapped each individual thing first. It's a pretty easy process. It's just long and annoying because you get covered in fiberglass.
Now that the headers are all heat wrapped, I'm going to start taking everything off the top of the motor that I have to. The covers, spark plug wires, the alternator, probably a few plugs, everything to access the top of the headers. Check it out. I'm stoked we're making progress on this. So I think that's everything we should have to take off from the top. I'll show you the other side too real quick. We have access now. These valve covers are very dirty. I think I might give that a quick scrub. But next up is going under the car, disconnecting the whole midsection of the exhaust, and then we can get these headers out. I got this whole exhaust off, all the way from the factory pre-cats and primary cats up here, the little H pipe right there, and then those sections that butt up to the Borla exhaust in the back. So with that thing all dropped, these headers are ready to come out. And these babies are gonna go in. So I got the factory shorty headers out, both sides. Cleaned up the valve covers up here too. Next thing I was gonna do was plug in my O2 extenders because these very short wires for the primary O2s do not reach all the way to the end collector on the long tubes where they need to go. And I bought the wrong ones. So there's two different styles for C5s. One has these square 4-pin plugs like you can see here, and then the other ones have a 4-pin plug that's straight across like this. And I got the wrong one, so I have to Amazon another set of these. So definitely check that before you start your job, because that's kind of holding me up a little bit. Then we also have these like fire sleeves, heat shield, whatever you want to call them, for the spark plug wires, because there's going to be a whole lot of heat. Even with that wrap on the headers, there's just a lot of heat, and better off having that. You're going to want to drop this torque tube cover down, make this cut towards the front section, but that's the kind of space you're going to need to now get the O2 sensors in. So we managed to get the passenger side long tube down there, obviously not actually in. It is a tight fit. It is a pain in the ass. This is in the way. This AC line is in the way. The motor is jacked up right now. So I took the nut off the motor mount on the top and jacked up the motor. It is just a pain, and you kind of just have to wedge it down in there. But it has been a terrible process, but the headers are bolted up on both sides now. I still have to do some of the finishing things. I put the dipstick back in. I still have to get this air injection hose on. And then coming around to the other side, I did have to remove the steering shaft down here. So I had that off. I got the header in place and put the steering shaft back on. And I have the bolts on. We have to start working on underneath on the X pipe. So today should be the final day of putting stuff together on this thing. We got the alternator back on, these air injection hoses, spark plug wires. I did break one spark plug and have to go to Advance Auto to get a replacement for that. We are all together up top. It is time to put this X pipe on. Those two pipes bolted up, and then got a blank space. And then you've got the new X pipe that they give you that bolts up to your axle back exhaust. We've got the new X pipe, these cat delete pipes, and then these are the extension pipes that were not included in the kit. I had to get myself. 14 inches by 2.5 inches pipes you need, and I opened up these ends so I could slip that in. This already was ready to slip in, and now I just have to weld these up, put this back on, and she's ready to start up. Here we are, guys. Long tubes and the full mid pipe extended into the X pipe, back to the Borla exhaust that I had before. The time has finally came. This thing is all together with the long tubes. Long process. Don't expect to do this in one day. It's not likely, unless you have experience and a lift. But they are together. I'm gonna give the camera to Kaylee. She's gonna record me starting this thing up for the first time.
Holy shit.
So as you saw, she is sounding sick. I'm so hyped on that. Definitely a long tube header setup and an X pipe transforms the sound of a V8, an LS and a Corvette especially. It is worth the labor and the little cost of getting these parts together, but even a budget setup like this still gives it that menacing LS sound. Thank you to Flashark for sending these parts out, letting me test them out. I am very happy so far. Can't wait to hit the streets with this thing and see what she can do. But for that, you're gonna have to tune into a future video. There'll be much more action with this. Catch you guys soon. Subscribe, like the video. Peace out.